Hi guys, Eric Pathy here at pickdogs.com. It is 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to enjoy these fun-filled, relaxed Saturdays and Sundays for the next couple weeks because before you blink, it's all over but the shouting. We're going to be back in full football. Al, you asked me a question before we started this video. It's interesting. I used to, well, you already know this because you've known we've been doing this forever. In the old days when Duke was alive, we're talking 1985 to call it 2000, right? The summer, we would literally shut down for the summer. There was no interest in baseball, and nobody cared about preseason because nobody even came back to the office till the end of August, right? And then now it's completely reversed. Nobody's asking me about preseason. They all want to know about baseball. And they're getting excited for college football. And I think with the legalization of sports wagering around the country and the ability not to actually have a place to bet, because the old school rule was a lot of these big bookmakers just shut down and didn't want to take baseball because they didn't have enough handle. Whether you were a handicapper and it was your thing or not, we're not even talking about that. We're just talking about the betting side of it.
Yeah, but it's now that everything's online, the old days, right? The bookmakers had to be in the office to pick up the phones.
Exactly.
Right? It wasn't
I had to be in
worth
the
it. Now
office to pick up the phone. Now I can be on my cell phone.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, so now it just doesn't matter, right? Because everything's online. So the bookmakers, there's no cost to operating during baseball. And yeah, a lot of people like to play baseball. Now you have WNBA, you have CFL, you have other things. So there's a lot to bet on. The one thing which has, from my perspective, decreased in popularity is preseason football. I think it was a lot more popular in the 1980s, 1990s. Now, I mean, one of the things that
didn't you lose? And we lost a game. And we lost a game, right?
We lost a game. But the other thing is that these games are hardly even televised. I don't understand why the NFL does not make preseason football part of the NFL Sunday Ticket. Have all the games on TV, not just 5 of them on the NFL Network, and
Right.
all the others are televised locally only. I mean, I think that's a big part of why people just aren't as, enthusiastic about preseason football as they are the other stuff, because like 2/3 of the games you can't even watch.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So, I mean, like I said,
I don't understand from a marketing standpoint why all the games aren't on TV.
oh, you're completely. Listen, I don't watch games. You don't watch games, but we know most people that bet on games watch games. So obviously, the handle is going to increase. Obviously, we have our local MASN network here, Mid Atlantic Sports Network for the Orioles, and I remember when the Nationals came. There was one point where the Nationals had more, like it was easier to watch a Nationals game than it was the Oriole game, and they were fighting over rights. And the local bookmakers would literally told me when it was easier at that point, people in Baltimore started betting on the national games just because they were on TV. It was like, the easier thing to watch. But yeah, I mean, look, I usually go to one
You can't watch the Ravens Cowboys tonight unless you live in Baltimore or Dallas.
Exactly. So Jay will be watching it and Costi will be watching it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I actually wanted to watch the game. I mean, a friend of mine has his NFL Game of the Year on the game. I wanted to watch it, his preseason Game of the Year, I should say. And yeah, it's not on TV. So just silly.
Totally silly. And, so with that being said, I know we're looking at the all access for all you guys that are inquiring and asking. A lot of this stuff is redundant. We understand, it's a small time of year. We're not talking about a lot of games. But again, if you want to follow a rating system where games are rated 1 to 10 units, plus have a direct contact to Al where you can ask him about any questions, plus get access to plays that are updated after the cutoff time, which is 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. in the morning for Al. As we've discussed in the past, one of Al's handicapping tools is waiting for a line to hit a certain number to actually alert him of a play. And you've explained this in the past, Al. It's as simple as I need an extra half a point in one direction or another on a game. And when that line moves, then it becomes a play, and that differential will determine whether it's a play or not a play, versus a lot of people that are always chasing what we call closing line value, which we know that it's not your thing. We understand syndicates, certain syndicates like Micah do it that way. But for you, you're looking for a number to actually move, quote unquote, a lot of times what could be perceived as against you to actually make it a play. And a lot of times that doesn't happen until much closer to game time. We're not going to go through the records of the NFL moves we were talking about, but a perfect example is yesterday's video. We said there were like 5 plays at that point, and then today you said another play got added into the mix because a line actually moved.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, the lines move all the time. The way I do things, games can become plays. They can fall away from being a play to being not a play. It works both ways. So when games are kind of on or around the number, those are the games that I hold back because I have to make sure they will be plays or will not be plays. And that's one of the benefits of the all access is plays can be added later in the day or the early evening. We saw that many times last year. And yeah, it's about 40 or 50, over a 365-day period, but it's usually in the sports like college basketball or, NBA sports like that.
Exactly. So
And
with that being
some football. Yeah.
Exactly. So with that being said, guys, reach out to me for the all access, whether you're already a premium member or not. If you're already a premium member, we can upgrade you to the all access service. And if you're not a premium member and you've been kicking around what to do and you have questions but before making that decision, reach out to me. With that being said, Al, what are we looking at for a non-NFL Sunday? I know there's a couple preseason games, but I mean regular play.
Yeah, I mean, let's go to the WNBA. There's a pretty full card in women's basketball on Sunday. There's 5 games scheduled, so 10 of the 13 teams will be in action on Sunday. One game that we're going to look at here, it's the Dallas-Las Vegas Aces. This is the 4th meeting of the season. Las Vegas has won the first 3. I like Dallas as a big road underdog in this game. The Aces are coming off an upset win in their last game. They beat the Phoenix Mercury as a 4.5-point road dog by 3. That was their second straight win and cover. The problem for Las Vegas historically is that they're horrible as a home favorite of more than 3 points off back-to-back wins and covers. They're 6-30 ATS, their last 36. And if they're matched up against a losing team, as Dallas is, now that falls from 6-30 ATS to 1-16 ATS. So we're going to grab the 9 points. It's 9.5 at BetMGM if you want to do your shopping, and we'll take Dallas plus the points.
Well, we know one thing. If Jay Briggs happens to watch this video, he'll be very happy with you because if there's
is Jay a Dallas Wings fan?
Anything with the word Dallas in it, he's just automatically. It's kind of like Costi with Baltimore. So there you go. So guys, take the Dallas Wings plus. That's right, plus the 9.5 against the Las Vegas Aces. And as always, reach out to me. Good day and good luck.